Praise. Most Heavenly Father, as we come this afternoon, we pause to give you thanks for all of your blessings. Yes. Dear Lord, we thank you for keeping us in our right minds. Yes. We thank you for allowing us to have health and strength. We thank you for your darling Son, Jesus, that gave his life so that we might have a right to the tree of life. Dear Lord, we ask you to come into this meeting, guide our thoughts and our deliberation, so that we may do what is best for the citizens of this county. We ask this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please continue standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we're going to ask all the supervisors to look over the printed agenda, and where there needs to be some addition, we will add, and where there needs to take off, we'll take off.
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir.
At 446, I would like to add a youth summit, Revenge of the Nerd.
446?
Yes, sir.
All right. Revenge of the Nerd.
Youth summit.
Got you. Anyone else?
I would like to delete 4:20 p.m. Mr. Simon Banks request for budget amendment.
Yes, ma'am. So we're striking 4:20. At 4:13, we're going to add Mr. Thomas Gregory.
413?
413, yes, sir. Also, under the engineer report, we're going to have a B, which is the revised PO 128969, and pay it at the same time within the same motion.
Who did that?
I will let Shane that. What is that PO? What is that?
That's over at Buckeye Park where we overlaid the basketball court. And then we built a little ramp to get into it, and it overrun about 300.
Where was that at?
In Buckeye Park.
Buckeye Park.
There we go.
And at 4:55 on the road manager's report, we had 2 letters of resignation.
There you go.
Will there be any others? If not, I entertain a motion to approve this agenda. Motion.
Second.
There has been a motion by Supervisor Moore and second by President Collins. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any questions? Ayes. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it. Motion carried. At this time, we will have 405, approval of cancellation of lease on 16th section public school trust land.
All right. Anybody from the school?
No.
What's the problem?
What happened was they sent the documents in to be recorded, and then after they were recorded, we were informed that it had to come to the board to actually cancel the lease. And so the transfer clerk office is bringing
Why
it.
they canceled?
They said the leasee requested the cancellation.
You look at it.
That's my understanding. That's my only understanding of the lessee request cancellation.
And they granted it to them.
School board.
You got a letter in it,
School board has voted. School board has already voted to approve the cancellation.
5-0.
Right.
5-0.
Right.
Yeah. The school board voted to cancel. But we don't have nothing. I got you, but we don't have anything saying from the man wanting to cancel, right?
We don't.
We do not.
Approve it.
7-2. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to have something in the file where he's requesting a cancellation.
I can get that.
If we're going to approve it.
Who is he?
Stanley,
Whoever it is.
Lucius and Geneva Stanley.
Was it a Hun right? Was it a Hun right or was it?
What that lease agreement have? That's between the
It's Terrence Garner's Lucian.
School district.
school district and whoever the lessee is, right?
Right.
But I mean, we're gonna end up, we're the final one to approve. We're the one gonna get sued if they count something shouldn't have. All I'm asking is just let's get something in writing. So the leasee, they say, is wanting to cancel it.
All right.
That's the terms of their lease.
Huh?
What does the term of their lease state about cancellation? Does it have to be mutually agreed upon? Or
I don't know.
can one of the participating parties terminate the lease with a written notice within a certain number of days?
Reggie, I don't have a clue. I know that we are the ultimate going at the end to approve 16 separate leases, right?
That's true.
And so we approve this lease. Now this guy's wanting, a girl or whoever it is wanting to void the lease, which is fine. All I wanted was a letter from them.
Okay, we'll
I can get that from you.
subject to
I can get that.
I mean, we can table it till next week. I mean, I don't think it's no die hard something that got to be did today.
I mean, I don't mind voting subject to the letter.
That'll be fine. If you make a
That's
motion
fine
to
with me. I'll make a motion that we approve it subject to the letter from the leasee question it be void.
second.
There's been a motion and properly second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. 4:10 p.m. We found keys.
Okay, so basically I'm just coming to ask for approval for Kim Stanley to be our receiving clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham, a second by Supervisor Moore. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Questions? Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gibbs.
This key. When people come to pay their taxes this year, remember that the assessed value went up on their property.
And that's why they asking how much it is.
That's right. You're going to catch a slap.
And
Okay. I just want to let you know what
the
happened.
tags too, they went up on the tags too, so
Yeah.
it's the legislator is 6.5 now, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
We're now at 412, Mr. John Wiggers, North Central Planning and Development District.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
I'm here with a request for cash pertaining to the CGB grant to repair the elevator. The construction phase has been completed. The elevators are in working order, and I received a certificate from Shane from the elevator, Mississippi Elevator Insurance Commission, that they were all approved. All that work's been approved. There are 3 invoices with this request. Y'all want to approve each invoice and then the request? How do you want that?
Just the final.
It will be the final construction and the final engineering invoice. To finish the grant, MDA will have to come do a monitoring visit, and they do a retainage on the administration. There'll be a $4,000, one more $4,000 request at the completion of the grant when we submit the closeout. We have to
We're
submit.
going to be holding.
Well, y'all won't be holding it. Grant funds are paid.
Right.
But, I can't submit that request for cash until I submit the closeout after they do the monitoring.
What about maintenance on these elevators? How long do they maintain? How long is the warranty on them?
Like a year on it.
1 year.
1 year?
Yes, sir.
That's bumper to bumper 1 year.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Say what you want to do after that.
What's that now?
Then we just have to see what the board wants to do after that, after the year's up.
After that,
Yeah, start looking now. Don't wait till 1 year.
You gotta have an option to accept it. You gotta have an option.
I mean, there's 3 invoices with this request for cash. Y'all want to approve each invoice individually and then the request for cash for the total.
I make a motion to approve.
Are you doing an individual or you just doing all total?
I do the whole thing.
Okay. I mean, the total request, the total invoice amount for all 3 invoices is $195, $541.71. The CDB reimbursement will be $90,028.74, and the match will be $105, $512.97.
Whoa, hold on.
So you're adding all that into
Hold on.
what are we
The total.
what's the amount you're requesting for now total?
195.
The total amount of invoices, the 3 invoices total, $195, $541.71. That's an administration invoice, the final engineering invoice, and the final construction invoice.
Is that what you motion to?
Whoa, hang on.
But I mean, I give you the individual amounts of the
Has
invoice.
anybody looked at where the 109,000 coming?
195.
Well, but you're gonna get some back.
You're gonna get $90,028.74.
You're gonna have 100 and something.
105, 512.97 is the max.
You know where it is?
Hey, but one place they can come from.
I'm assuming it's in the bond issue.
Okay, and bond.
It's in the bond issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but when we pay this 195 and we get the 90 something back, we're paying the whole amount out of the bond issue, and then we're gonna put the money back into the bond issue.
What you get back, they'll send you a pay mode deposit back for 90. MDA will send a pay mode deposit for $90,028.74.
And you're saying pay it all out of the bond issue, but we gotta put it back in the bond issue.
Can we do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you can do that?
I don't know.
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can.
Crossed that before. I don't think we can do that.
The only other thing we're gonna do is pay 100 and something out of the bond issue and the other out of the county general fund, and then put the other reimbursement in there.
So take the amount, take
I
that.
don't know how y'all gonna do it on the financial side. The others have been paid. However, the others have been paid.
Well, Bond and I will make sure that it's done legally on the county side in terms of finance. We'll make sure that whatever state statute says, that's what we're going to do. In terms of the bond and the general account.
Yeah, it's in the bond, but you can't put it.
Let's
So
put
you're
it
gonna make
back.
a motion to pay 105 out of the bond, and $90,028.74 out of the general. Take the motion back.
Yeah. How soon we gotta do this? Another week?
Well, I can submit this to MDA. This has got to be submitted to MDA to start their reimbursement process.
So the longer you wait, the longer you get.
But the checks for these invoices have to be written within 3 days of the deposit of that money. It's going to take them 3 or 4 weeks to pay that money.
Yeah, I just bring my order back.
But I mean, you know, all this is approval to submit these invoices and this request for cash to MDA so the county can get the $90,028 in reimbursement.
And once they reimburse us with that 90,000, we have up to 3 days to have those checks paid.
A couple of the other checks on previous requests have not been paid on time within that 3 days, but I mean, that happens everywhere. And with the staff turnover y'all had, that
My
had something to do with some of
motion is to
that.
approve
So, but I mean, it's
to move forward with the to approve the invoice.
Request for cash.
Send them in for request for cash. And I'm giving the authority to the county administrator and chancellor clerk to write the check within the 3 days when you receive it.
Correct. That will be the way to handle the request for cash.
Wherever you don't receive comes out of the general fund.
Yes, sir.
Or the bond is that $3.5 million
Go back
bond.
into the general fund when we get the reimbursement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that?
Because we can't put it back in.
Y'all got that?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's my motion.
Repeat that.
It won't come out the same the second.
The reason why I asked that, could you make that in 2 separate motions? Do the request for cash separate from the authority to
I'll let you make the motion if you want to. You make them. That'd be fine. I'll second them. Whatever make you happy.
somebody knows.
You good.
Yeah, 'cause I got some chicken dressing waiting on me. You go. No, you can't. We know that.
You second the motion?
Man,
We're
what's
gonna
right?
make the motion.
I'll second it, sir.
You gonna second it? Yeah. All right.
Yes,
There's been motion by Supervisor Abraham and second by Supervisor Brown. All in favor? Say aye. All opposed? Questions? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Ms. Johnson,
yes, sir.
don't pull out any more out of the bond issue than the county is responsible for paying.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, I've got 2 copies, one signed for y'all to keep and one for my record to submit.
Right, don't put that money in the bond issue.
We can't, we have to go back into the general.
Well,
It goes in the general fund,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna be writing them 2 checks.
Right, yes, sir.
One from the general fund, one from the bond.
Mr. Whitcomb,
Yes, sir.
will they notify you whenever they're about to reimburse us? Will they notify you or is this just
It just comes through pay mode, but I mean, I know they're supposed to check, they get deposits from pay mode pretty regular, so.
Okay.
But I mean,
They gonna put it in the general fund, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming they will.
They need to put it
Yeah.
in general, they don't need to put it in that bond issue.
Yes, sir.
Or she's talking from pay mode, how pay mode is gonna send it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Pay mode
being,
comes straight to general fund.
yeah.
Everything that pay on goes straight to general fund.
Oh, you got a
Copy of them.
That's all a copy?
Yes. I do have,
I came up here to relax now, y'all gotta give me a break.
week before last, I received information from Mississippi Home Corporation that they are not accepting applications in 2025. So that,
Don't surprise us now.
No.
so, I know y'all would be interested in that. And also the DRA issued a NOFA on their CDAP program. I know we've done a couple of roads, did one at Wildwood Gin and one at Taggart Farm last couple of years. So they ran up to $500,000. They like to see some kind of job retention or creation for infrastructure improvement.
Man, that sounds just like District 4.
If you got something to give with Shane and we can get a process and see if we can get some application. That one is open right now. Now it is very limited. I think y'all may not have gotten it to do. They issued a NOFA for $12 million for the DRA footprint. That's every state involved. The state of Mississippi gets a little less than $1.9 million.
Can we do
Not
more?
hard to figure math, that's about $4 million. Depending on the size of the project.
Can we do more than one project on that grant, or we just got to do one project?
On see that? Yes, you can do more than one. So we did 2 in Carroll County last.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we think that. All right, we'll be in touch, y'all.
Yeah, I'm looking out for you.
Shane, we'll look at it and see what we come up with.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. We appreciate it, John. All right, we're down to 413, Mr. Thomas Burger.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Thank you.
Got just enough.
Just enough.
If I give you more than one.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm here to share with y'all an opportunity that we have for a grant from MDA for site development at the Greenwood Leflore Industrial Park. I'm going to sort of walk y'all through this presentation real quick to sort of explain what we're requesting. I'm not requesting any action today. I'm really just providing information, and I'll be back on August the 4th if it is the board's intentions to proceed to request some financial match. So we are very blessed in Greenwood and Leflore County to have the Greenwood Leflore Industrial Park. There's approximately 1,450 acres of publicly owned land. The city and the county own that land together. There's some very important strategic advantages to our industrial park. The first being that we have the land. I was talking to some folks in Oxford. That community is booming, but they are out of industrial land. They are looking for available land. We don't have that problem. We have an abundance of land. It has access to Class 1 rail on the CN rail line, as well as a short line rail that connects the industrial park to the port of Greenville. We're also connected via 4-lane to Interstate 55. Not all communities have that. We have adequate on-site utilities, and so we're really well positioned for industrial development out there. The thing that we lack and the thing that keeps the industrial park from being competitive with other communities is that land has not been developed to the point that it is ready. And I'll sort of share y'all with this on the next slide. But the key phrase that you hear in economic development circles is site readiness or speed to market. In other words, when an industry comes to a community, they're looking for land. They want to know how fast they can get their project built and up and running. And the communities that have industrial land, that all the work has been done to allow them to start construction right away, those are the communities that are competitive. So we have opportunities to improve our site readiness, to increase our speed to market, and to continue marketing our available sites. And if you'll flip the page with me at the top of the next page, you can see a map of the industrial park, and the red outline shows you all of the land that we have, which is a lot. Again, that's one of our biggest strategic advantages. In the site readiness world, what we're talking about are really 2 things. One is site due diligence, and that is when a community shows that they really know everything there is to know about a particular piece of land. And so before an industry is able to commit to a community, they need to know that there's not any environmental contamination on site. They need to know that you're not disturbing any cultural resources. If it's along a river, there's a chance that Native American tribes once lived there. And so you have to know sort of what's on site. Are there any threatened and endangered animals or wildlife that live there? Is it within a wetlands? If so, what would it take to mitigate any wetlands issues on the site? And so geotechnical surveys, that's information about the soils and whether it will withstand, construction on the site. These are all mostly engineering type studies that need to be done before a prospective industry will take the next step. And then the next step beyond that, you can see, is infrastructure upgrade. So once you really know everything there is to know about a piece of land, then you can start to make decisions about how you actually improve that land to get it closer to being site ready. Things like cleanup of any environmental contamination, mitigation of wetlands issues, improvements to utilities, as well as any transportation improvements. Okay, so we know that our industrial park, stands to gain in the site readiness realm. Wanted to sort of share with you on the next page some news headlines from a neighboring community. And y'all are probably familiar with some of these headlines. You've probably gotten calls about some of these headlines up in Grenada. Grenada has had a lot of really good economic development news over the past couple of years. Y'all are probably aware of the Milwaukee announcement, as well as Modine expanding their footprint there. They've attracted a biofuels project, and a developer is building spec buildings in their industrial park. I've gotten a lot of calls about that, wondering why can't that be Greenwood? What's keeping Greenwood from seeing the level of success that Grenada, Batesville, and some of our other communities in the region have seen? Well, if you look at the slide on the bottom of that page, you can see that the years leading up to the announcements, they were sort of quietly working on site development and site readiness. They've pursued grants from MDA, like the one that we are going to be looking for. They've gotten funding from the U.S. Department of Commerce. And so they have slowly but surely undertaken all of the things that we know we need to do, the site due diligence activities and the actual site improvements that get our industrial park further along. And so in order to do the work that we need to do at the industrial park to get our sites ready, to be competitive, the Mississippi Development Authority makes available a site development grant. This is a program where they will match a community's investment in their industrial sites, dollar for dollar, up to $250,000. And so what we are proposing is a $250,000 grant application to the Mississippi Development Authority. That is the maximum amount in their premier sites category, which we meet because our industrial park is over 100 acres. And our plan is to use those funds to undertake all that site due diligence activity that we have not done. The environmental assessments, the wetland delineations, the cultural resources survey, the threatened and endangered species assessment, the geotechnical surveys. And so what we are requesting, and I have made a presentation to the Greenwood City Council already, and I'm before you today, is we are requesting that the city and the county split the match. So the grant would be for $250,000. The community would put forth $250,000, and that would be split evenly between the city and the county, $125,000 from each entity. The grant is due August the 15th. That is around the corner. And so that is something that I would like for you to consider. Again, I'm not requesting any action today. I wanted to give you some information, give you an opportunity to look into this, ask me any questions that you may have. But in order to meet the grant deadline, I will need to come back on Monday of next week with a board order. And it's your choice. I know $125,000 is not a small amount of money. In the scheme of things, though, it is this type of work that the city and the county are going to have to undertake if we're going to be serious about competing for industrial projects. It is, in a way, we're sort of playing catch up because the communities that I work not in partnership with, but my counterparts in other communities, Grenada, Senatobia, Batesville, Cleveland, they have already started doing this type of work. And so if we are going to compete in the economic development realm for industrial prospects, we've got some work to do. We're willing to do it. We're going to have to start investing in our industrial park. So on the next page, you can see that phase one is already underway in this work. We have applied for and did receive some funding through MDA for master plan for the industrial park. We have not really kicked that project off yet. That's going to be coming soon, but that's going to be giving us a lot of baseline information that we need for what will be phase two. What I'm talking to you about today would be phase two. That's where we actually get in and start conducting these due diligence activities that we need. And so you can see on the back page the application timeline. leading up to Friday, August the 15th, when the application is due. Today's Monday, July the 28th, and I will be back on Monday, August the 4th to see if this is something that y'all would consider appropriating the funding for in your next fiscal year budget. That was a question that the City Council had when I presented to them is, does this mean that we have to take this funding out of our current budget? And the answer is no. All we would be requesting is that you would commit to including it in the next fiscal year budget. Because the project, even if it was granted, would not begin until after October. So happy to answer any questions that you might have for me about this opportunity or about our industrial park or what the opportunities are. We have applied or responded to a number of requests for information in the economic development world. They send out an RFI if they're interested in your community, and it's essentially a long list of questions about the site that you feel like is most appropriate. And those RFIs almost always include, have you done a phase 1 and a phase 2 environmental assessment? Have you done a wetlands delineation survey? Have you done a cultural resources survey? All of the things that we need to do. And I always have to respond, no, we haven't done any of these things. And so this is work that is needed to be done.
Have we done this site readiness a few years ago? Wasn't it something similar to this that we're doing?
If so, it was before my time, and so I'm not familiar with any prior efforts specifically related.
Yeah, and I guess my next question, would the industrial board, would they chime in and give, as well as the city and the county? Because I think that same thing happened a few years ago, and we did do that.
What you're talking about is, yes, we applied for and we've received an MDA site development grant for the master planning part. And the industrial board did put in some funding to match the city and the county. It was a much smaller amount. I think each entity committed $12,000. The financial commitment for this is much larger than what we have in our budget from the industrial board perspective to contribute. We might could contribute something, but an investment of this magnitude really belongs to the government that owns the land.
And I was asking because how often will we have to do this site readiness? I guess that's my main question.
There's going to continue to be more work to be done. This one will get all of the site due diligence done for all of the industrial park. Once we finish the master plan and the site due diligence, it will let us know sort of what the next steps are. Once we identify what our best sites are, then we'll know what actual improvements need to be made. Once we do the wetland delineation survey, we'll know where the wetlands are. And if we need to do any mitigation work, then we can come back and apply for additional grant funds. This is step one of really understanding what infrastructure problems we need to tackle. And again, it's sort of my opinion based on what I have learned about the things that site selectors are looking for. If we don't have this work done, we're going to be passed over for communities that do.
And knowing we may have another step 2, 3.
Oh, there will be more steps.
Yeah.
At some point we'll get to a point where we have a site ready for a prospect, and then when we sell that land to the prospect, then we can start working on the next site. But we're a ways off from that.
This is first step.
This is first step. That's correct.
Mr. Gregory, I have, I guess, a 2-part question.
Okay.
During your tenure being here, have we ever had any industries that came or wanted to relocate here and ask for some of these, these site due diligence and these infrastructure upgrades? And if so, if they did they renege, did not come, decided not to come?
We have had, so the short answer to your question, no significant new industry has located here, in part because our sites are not to the point where they need to be. We have had some interest, and we respond to RFIs. I've worked with a number of prospective industries that ultimately chose other communities. We've had some industries that have sort of expanded Delta Grain out in Sidon has made some significant investments in their facility there. They've added some jobs. And, you know, I know Viking sort of makes incremental expansions along the way as well, but nothing significant over the past year, in part because we don't have the sites that prospective industry is looking for. I think the site due diligence work is a major barrier to us attracting a new industry to the community.
But we have lost some industry.
We certainly have.
We have lost some industry here.
Yeah.
Due to our site ready. You say?
Greg, Ms. Greg,
Yes, sir.
what is the brownfield grant? I see you have it listed under funding.
Yes.
North Central.
Yeah, North Central PDD has a brownfields grant that we have applied for to conduct a phase 1 environmental survey at the industrial park. And I'll actually need to have an order before you next week to approve us proceeding with that application. The funding has been, at least we've been notified that the funding is available. We've just got $12,500, I think is the total amount.
That is North Central, not the
Yeah,
industrial.
that's right. That's through North Central PDD. They have it's a contract with PPM consultants that come in and do the environmental survey. So that the North Central grant is going to take that off of the list of things that we need to do. That's really step 1. So we'll be able to get the phase 1 and potentially phase 2 environmental work done before we move on to this other work.
Okay, and then you have EDF, that we have City County and EDF.
Yep. That was the phase 1 grant that Mr. Brown was referring to. We applied for and received an MDA site development grant last year for master planning. I have not requested the payment from the county yet, but I know the board has authorized it.
This is that $12,000.
That's the $12,000 that the board and the city and the EDF each put $12,000 together to match a much smaller amount of money from NDA.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mr. Gregory, on the site development grant, is it a competitive grant? And if it is, do you foresee any hiccup that would prevent development from securing?
It is competitive, but what I know or what I have heard about the grant is that if you have a compelling application, they're trying to give this money away. I mean, they're trying to help communities get their sites ready. It is competitive. We have to apply for it. I think the biggest hurdle is committing the local match. That's not to say it's guaranteed. You know how grants go. It's always, you know.
And you don't have to let us know now, because I know you and I have talked about this and we can talk a little bit more. But since it's competitive, if we don't secure, is there a backup plan? Just think about that and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, there are other grants available. I mean, the CDET grant that Mr. Riggers talked about is, you know, there are other grants out there that can help with site development. This is probably the best and probably, I won't say easiest, but the one that's specifically tailored to this type of work.
Okay, thank you.
So, one final question from me.
Yes, sir.
This is almost 1,500 acres. And does the size of the grant or the match per se, would it decrease if we narrowed that acreage down? Because I'm just guessing that there are some prime sites out there in the industrial park versus doing the entire park versus prime sites?
That's a good question. And I mean, yes, it would cost less to do this work on a smaller amount of acreage. And there are some sites that are more prime than others. And it really depends on the infrastructure that the industry needs that dictates which site we would submit for that industry. For example, we've got two really great sites that have access to the railroad. And if an industry came to us and said, we're looking for a site, but they didn't need rail, we would not suggest those sites because we would save those for an industry that needed rail, for example. It also is dictated by the size of the site that an industry needs. If they needed 20 acres or 200 acres, that helps us inform the decision. So from my perspective, being able to do at least the site due diligence on the entire industrial park, if we can swing it, we really need to do that work on the entire industrial park, and that will help us be more informed when we recommend specific sites to industry. If we had to pull it back, then we could, and it would be less of an investment. But ultimately, we're going to need to come back and do that same work on the acreage that we don't do this year. And there may be some economies of scale as well, because once you engage with the cultural resources consultant, come in and study, Native American artifacts, it's not much more to do 1,400 acres than it would be to do 800 acres.
Yeah. And I guess, are we looking at only specific types of industry, or are we narrowing our search down, or are we trying to make ourselves attracted to a certain sector?
So a big part of what will come out of the master plan for the industrial park is the answer to that question. So you're thinking along the right lines in that we don't need to be going after every an aerospace industry because we've got to match our amenities, our workforce to the things that specific types of industries are looking for. I can tell you anecdotally, I think manufacturing, warehouse and distribution, and then agribusiness are really where we have a track record of success. I think those three are projects that we would pursue. We have a great airport too, and there's economic development opportunity out at the airport, and that's something that I've got to work on this week as well. Cooperative Energy has a site invest program that if you get it enrolled, they'll help do some of the site due diligence work out there. So we're working on all of our opportunities. My goal, as the economic developer for Greenwood and Leflore County, is to have a menu of options for prospective industry. If they come looking for land here, to be able to show them several different opportunities. And so, having what they need is our best chance to match up with what they're trying to do.
Let me ask you a question. If you come up and you find that there's a abatement to do, it's got to come out of 250,000 or come above 250,000.
If the phase 1 and the phase 2 environmental survey showed that there was abatement that needed to be done, we would come back and request more funding.
But that would be 100%. That wouldn't be a grant.
Right. Ultimately, the good thing about the site development grant is they offer it every year. So there's going to maybe it was Mr. Brown. Somebody asked if this is the last time we'll have to do this. The answer is no. There will be more work to be done. But it's not until we do the phase 1 and the phase 2 environmental or these other studies that we will know what it is that needs to be done to remedy, any challenges that the sites may have.
Have you ever gone through a phase 1, phase 2 where it's Indian?
I have not.
Shame.
Yes.
Me and you worked on that. How long did it take?
It takes a while. It takes a while. I can't answer.
Well, and I've had conversations with Carl Grubb. He's working on the budget for this grant with us.
It's going to be a lengthy process,
It is.
especially if you come up with Indian, because you got all these Indians
And that's right there along the
that have
river.
to sign off on it.
That's right. And so that is what this will do. That cultural resources survey, you have to hire engineers and consultants to step you through that process.
So I guess where I'm going is kind of where Reggie's going. I don't need wetlands and that together if we don't have to put it together. Because it's going to be wetlands out there. I don't know that all of it ain't wetlands. I don't have a clue. But I'm saying, if you got to put wetlands and you got to base that and go buy some land somewhere, and then you got to do the Indian or whoever, then we looking months and months down the road. Now, if you're doing one industry, it's going to still probably be close to the same time, but let's get where our gas and our electricity, all of that, because gas don't go completely through that department. Well, I mean, you know, most folks don't want gas.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to have to carve out an area in that industrial park that we feel like would be most beneficial to the county for future growth. Because, I mean, you know how the gas lines are. If you didn't work with them, they rough out. It was rough out there. And don't get by the railroad, you can wrap that up.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
I have one final question. Does the brownfield determine any abatements, or would it be this grant that will determine abatements?
So the brownfield, the phase one environmental assessment will determine if there any contamination. Where they spot contamination, they'll do a phase two assessment. They'll go a little bit more detail. And it's that assessment that tells you what's there. And then we would come back and work to clean up whatever needs to be cleaned up. And in a lot of cases, just knowing what's there is half the battle. If it takes, I mean, to Mr. Abraham's point, it takes, a year or two to do these cultural resources surveys. If an industry comes and says, have you done this? And we say no, they know that they're at least 2 years away from being able to proceed. And so they skip us altogether. So having all of these lengthy surveys, assessments, engineering reports done and in the files, we can present it to them and say, we've done all this work. Now let's start talking about utilities. We sort of skip ahead in line, if that makes sense. And all of these studies and reports is what needs to happen first before we can start talking about gas lines, and they're not going to even pass go before we've done all this other stuff.
All right, you're going to have to go up on the land. You can't keep it at the $5,000, whatever we got, $10,000. I mean, they sell in farmland for that. So we all got to do an appraisal. The county and the city got to do an appraisal of what that land really worth, especially if you go this route.
Yes, sir.
Because we got to get the money back. And like I'm saying, I'm seeing it rotate rather than just spread it completely out. Because I know this county going to be in a budget situation. And, I don't mind. I think there's ways to do it. But let's look at what we're doing. Because all $2.5 million not going to do what you need. But it probably will do a lot of good.
It's going to make a really good start.
Right.
And yes, we're currently, the figure that we are using is $10,000 an acre.
Right.
But that price is periodically set by the county and the city.
Right.
That is your land. So
because land going for $7.
Yeah. We can discuss the price of land is not going down. So we can discuss, what the cost of that acreage would be when the time comes.
All right. Any more questions for Mr. Berry?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll be back next week.
You didn't have to give such long notice.
Y'all know when I show up, I'm probably asking for something. So, anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we're now down to 4:15. Mr. Leroy Ware. A and B.
Good afternoon. I have one proposed change to the 2024 real property road. That is the property of Honest Abe Douglas.
Whoa, let me get out of here.
You ain't honest.
He said simply.
I am requesting a reduction in value because the land value, the rate that we used on the land was incorrect. All of this land none of it is actually on Park Avenue. It's in the rear. It does not have actually a street that runs in. It has a little gravel road that runs in front of it. In addition to that, when we were going through and reviewing the building, we determined that there were several clerical errors in it, and we are requesting a reduction of $17,692.
So there's a difference on Park Avenue rate than it is behind Park.
Yes, sir. Everything on Park Avenue has one specific value. The further you get away from Park Avenue, the less the value you get.
Where I normally don't go again, nothing you say. First Sunday every month.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But in reviewing this, when they called, they presented us with an appraisal. The valuation that we have on it now is still above what the appraised value of what it was and what it actually sold for. And so I think, and to be honest and fair about it, it deserves a reduction in value.
Motion. Second. There's a motion by Supervisor Moore and second by Supervisor Brown. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. I have two proposed changes to the homestead exemption road. Both of these are individuals that filed amended homestead applications for being over 65, Mr. Johnny Brower and Mr. James Rowe.
They brought you some donuts.
I'll make that motion. Second. There's a motion by Supervisor Mitchell and second by Supervisor Brown. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
And finally, I'm asking the board to accept the certificate from the Department of Revenue, which states that I am in compliance with the statutes, and record this in your minutes.
I'll make that motion. It has been motioned by Supervisor Mitchell and second by Supervisor Moore. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Thank you,
Mr. Ware. All right, we're now down to 425. Ms. Cynthia Stanson, County Administrator, A, B, and C.
Good afternoon, Board of Supervisors.
Afternoon.
Mr. Vice President, I've asked your permission that I go in reverse order. Start with C and go up, if that's okay.
CBA.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. C, refund hers contributions to Kelly Roberts and Ms. Deborah Hiller. Both of them paid more than what was required, so we're going to refund them the additional amount that they paid.
Okay.
Into hers.
You have the amount on there?
The amounts, they were redacted from there, but here. Yeah.
Chevy got 18. Yes,
There's a total. There's a total.
no, that's the report.
We're doing both. Shelby and Simon.
Where's the amount? Hey,
The split for the county, her check split.
No, hers is split. They're asking that hers is asking that the county refund her only the $18.58.13. Normally they would have. No, they didn't split yours either. They just said to refund you that $5,000 amount there. They sent checks in the amount of $5,000, and then they sent a check another in the $18.58. They didn't split yours.
so you got right at $7,000.
No, sir. I'm writing the check. Yeah, I'm writing the check for. To generate. I'm sorry.
You writing one for 18?
To generate one for $18.58.13 and $5,103.62. So no need to redact.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Question been answered?
Yeah, I don't have any questions, as long as we got this from PERS.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Do we overpay PERS in our share?
No, sir. The individuals overpaid.
All right, I'll make a motion.
It's already, motion's already
No,
been made.
I go back and take my motion.
That's second.
It has been motioned by Supervisor Moore and second by President Collins. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, ayes have it. Motion carried. All right, we're now down to B.
Approve Monica Sims as the requisition clerk for Leflore County VHS office.
I'll make that motion.
Yes, sir.
I'll make that motion.
Robert made it.
Dang,
You will second that too, won't you?
I got it.
You told me. You said I don't work you too hard.
I'll second it unless somebody's already seconded it.
It has been motioned by President Collins and second by Supervisor Abraham. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, ayes have it. Motion carried. Now to H.
Board of Supervisors, what you have before you, Ms. Magic, can you come to the podium, please? What you have before you is a binder created by myself and inventory clerk, Mr. Wanda Magic. If you flip through the pages, you'll see all the current boards with the Leflore County Board of Supervisors. You'll see all of the elected officials. You'll see appointed positions. Anything that is highlighted in red, that means that those appointments are past due. or there's no one holding that seat. If they are highlighted in yellow, that means that the board may want to act on reappointing that particular person or appointing someone else. These boards, this binder will be a live binder, so Ms. Magic and myself will keep it up to date on a regular. So any appointments that is made will automatically go into this binder, into your binders individually. If you would like to keep them in your drawer, you can. Or if you take them with you, please bring them back to the meeting so that we can keep you up to date. Also, if you turn to the very last 2 pages, we took the liberty of putting all the county parks in addition to the Fort County map in there for you. So if there is anything that you would like added to this binder, I suggest take it home with you for this one time. Study it, look over it, let myself or Miss Magic know what you would like added. Or you ain't gonna take yours home. But there are some boards that I strongly recommend that the board take action on as quick as possible. We have some boards that the Andrew McQueen Civic Center is one. There is only 2 out of the 6 board members, and it should be 7 board members. We're missing an at-large board member. So we should have 7. We only have 6. And out of the 5 active board members right now, 4 of them expired in 2015, 2019, 2013. Yeah. The airport board, we have a couple appointments.
Did you get with the clerk on the board minutes to see what was in the board minutes?
So I actually got all my information out the books, the minute books.
So just to let the board know, when I presented this book to Miss Magic, is one that I had done with the city of Greenwood and kept up with, and I gave a copy of the city of Greenwood's book to Miss Magic and told her I wanted to do something like that with the county, and she took the liberty of taking literally weeks out of her schedule to go and pull board minutes from the big book. She did that for me.
I don't know, and I don't know what happened, but on this hospital commission.
Yes, sir.
I thought we just appointed Tracy.
Last year.
We did the library.
The library.
We did the hospital too, because they contact us and let us know her bond is up. So we do it based on her bond.
It must be in the 2025 book, because the ones that's back there, I don't see anything but hospital.
Can you pull the board order for us?
Y'all need to get together and let's make sure we got these right before we start doing it.
So some of I did hear from it, but I got the board orders downstairs, and you like to see them. I got a stack of board orders.
But what I'm saying, a lot of times you'll have a board order, then you'll have another appointment.
Yeah, I got some more from this here.
You need to look at Tracy Shelton, because I think Miss Shelton was reappointed.
And this is good. I mean, this is good effort. I mean, this allows us to. This is good work. This here allows us to do what Supervisor Abraham is doing now. That's strategic.
And that's the purpose of me giving you the book now. I neglected to mention that there may be things in this book that is not accurate, and that's the purpose of me giving you one with so much red in it, so that we can go to those ones like Ms. Shelton. That's the reason she's highlighted in red, so we can see if there has been a recent appointment or if we need to reappoint her or appoint someone else.
Great job.
Thank you. This book is nowhere near completed because we have some boards that only one person is on or no one is on. So that is the reason that I presented it with to the Board of Supervisors, so you can look through them and let me know if there's anything that needs to be changed, added, or deleted. With the exception of Ms. Hibbler, I think Ms. Magic got with Ms. Hibbler, and she also went through all of the big red minute books personally herself for weeks at a time.
No, it looks good. It's did a good job now.
Because prior to this, I hadn't seen anything on the number of boards or who sits one or any of that. So kudos to you all for taking the initiative, putting this tax together. My suggestion to the city supervisor is to take it home and look over it.
No, you did.
I've already look at it. We have questions about a particular board, bring it back, and then we'll send a letter to that particular board saying to that entity, either is this appointment up, or do you all want to review the point, or do we need to take action?
Yes.
And that's board by board if you have questions about it.
That's right. And that'll put us in compliance.
Right, and that's the whole purpose. I want to be in compliance on all of our boards. On the elected officials, I try to just put how many terms it is, and then on the appointed positions, and put anything they're appointed by board and they're at the board discretion. But at the bottom, where the asterisk is, that will let you know how many terms it is, what days they meet, and what times they meet if we have that information.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Any
you, Ms.
questions?
Magic. Thank you, Ms. Nurse. I don't have any questions. Is there any questions for you?
Other than Ms. Tracy Shelton, Mr. Abraham, do you have any questions?
He's gonna take it home a little bit.
Supervisor Collins.
I'm
Ain't got nothing to say.
give it to the clerk too, because
We
she
did.
got the minutes and she can scan them.
Mr. Abraham,
She was
we
helpful.
did.
She
She was helpful. We got with her.
I got some.
She was helpful.
They just didn't get you.
They ain't got to give them me.
The Chancery clerk was not left out because she keeps the records of all of the minutes, so she was not left out of these efforts.
Thank you.
And once the book is completed, I will give a copy of it to the Chancery clerk. But right now, it's not completed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, thank
Ms. Brown?
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you
y'all.
guys.
Thank you. All right, we're now at 4:30. Mr. Ron Gary, hearing control. A approval of constable fee.
Hello, how everybody doing?
How you doing?
Hello.
All right, I'm here requesting approval for constable fees 8.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
There's been motion by Supervisor Abraham and second by President Collins. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. D.
I want ask an approval for the board award for big sign reissue. The check was lost in the mail.
How much?
It's $403.02. Yeah.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Who's second? Who's second?
You have the check.
Yes. You should have a
Yes,
It's
a second.
It has been motioned by President Collins and second by Supervisor Brown. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. C.
transfer funds at an amount of 100. What do I have to say that amount?
You can.
Yeah, I have $140,000 from general accounts to waste solid waste.
Can't do that.
You can't transfer? Well, what
You make a loan.
how they gonna pay it? Okay.
We'll make a loan, and they'll pay it back when they get it, when we start collecting more trash from delinquent citizens.
They're gonna pay it back more.
When we start collecting trash fees from delinquent citizens.
Wow.
When you start collecting trash fees.
From delinquent taxpayers.
Delinquent trash.
You got garbage bills out there that's been unpaid. Once we start receiving those,
I heard you
about
said.
10 years.
I mean, when they
I heard that too.
Sometimes star players will promise the owners that they're going to bring back a championship ring, and they don't know how they're going to do it. They make that promise. So I don't know how I'm going to get the money, but I'm making you the promise we're going to get the money.
Can you hold your check too?
No, you cannot hold my check. Mr. Vice President, I apologize. There was something else that we needed to add under Miss Yvonne Young. A demand check for the garbage truck that was delivered today. It was just delivered, the garbage truck.
Are we leasing it or buying it?
That was tracking my time. What we do with the garbage truck? Purchase out the room. When did we purchase it?
Whoa. So what now?
Put it in a bond by Mr. Ware. When we did
Purchase out the
That's special. Yeah. That money that we.
Garbage truck.
Yeah, about $0. 2024.
Yeah.
A special bond for the 2 garbage trucks. One we have received and one we just received
Is that
today.
that 3.5 million?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So they delivered the truck today, and we have to do they request a demand check.
Okay, let us,
Could do it though.
yeah, let us get this 140 down back and then we tap it up. Okay. So I'll take it that solid waste is in red right now.
Yes.
Do you close the monthly rate?
No.
We're trying to prevent, that's what we're trying to prevent. Closing the month.
We need to close July.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and make the motion?
They gonna pay you back.
But the 140 gonna get you to the end of the year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
That's
sure?
why yes, sir. That's why we asked for that amount so it can get us to the end of the year.
I'll make a motion that we do a general fund loan.
Loan. Yes, sir.
From general fund to solid waste.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
You got that, Mr. Rowe? It's a loan.
Yes.
You owe the county a lot of money.
Got a second?
I'll second.
There's been motion by Supervisor Abraham and second by President Collins to do a interfund loan in the amount of 140 from general account to solid waste. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Note that that is a interfund loan, not transfer. So strike the transfer. All right. Now back to the demand letter for the purchase of the garbage truck.
Yes.
We need to
Amend the agenda.
Amend the agenda first.
I'll make a motion that we amend the agenda for
You
item
wanna do
D.
it all in one?
Item D.
No.
I do want to amend the agenda
Oh, you don't want, okay.
for item D.
And I got you putting on there for,
Demand check for garbage truck.
Demand check.
all right. I'll second that. We have a motion by President Collins and second by Supervisor Mitchell that we amend the agenda. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. All right. D, demand the letter to purchase, what was that?
A demand check. Demand check.
Oh, demand check.
What's that amount of purchase?
$337,623.12.
For one truck?
Yes. You want to see it?
That's the arm truck, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What are we doing with the old one, Mr. Rowe?
We got one of them, we running the other one. We gonna have to get it put back together so we can see whether we can do a buyback on it or auction off or whatever.
Can do a buyback, come on, I said that.
Well, Empire, they will buy it back.
That's fine, but it's too late to buy it back, you can have to sell it.
Right.
I wonder what a real load is.
That's one too long. Get on there.
We need that information to do the order. We need that information to do the order. Company name, Donna.
Tony got it.
Huh?
That's a Tony got it. I'll make a motion on item D that we make a demand check.
You can pass that over.
We did pass up for that amount,
Yeah.
and that comes out of the 3.
Is it coming as a bond?
Yes, especially
24 bond.
That was approved in 2024.
Yeah, that 3.5.
That 3.5.
Elevated the garbage truck.
3.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
It was in that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, been motion by President Collins and second by Supervisor Brown. To do a demand check. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Thank you again, board.
Thank you, Ms. Gary.
What about the month-end report? You ain't closed, right?
No, they closed. They closed at the end of the month. The last day of the month.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I thought I added to the agenda at 4:46. Can I move that to 4:36? The youth summit,
Yes, sir.
because it has to do with advertising county.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. So we're now at 4:35, advertising county resources for Swifttown Pew City Day.
Did I get the letter on it?
Yes, sir, you did.
That's coming out of your money?
Yeah, but I gotta look at it and see.
Oh,
Huh?
I gotta look at it and see what's coming out of it.
You ain't got no.
Mr. Vice President, I'd like to table this until next week. Give them a chance to kind of mold it over.
Yes, sir.
So we gonna look at how much money?
No, I just want to mold it over.
I'll second that motion.
Somebody say second. He has been motioned by President Collins and second by Supervisor Brown on the table. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. All right, 4:36, Youth Summit, Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes, sir. Actually, this be added. This is a youth summit that's going to be on August the 2nd at the Civic Center, and it features several speakers. They're actually products of the public school district here. We have a list of different professionals ranging from pilots to dentists to attorneys, people in the medical field, and et cetera, and so on. But these are all products of our school district, and they're coming back to talk to the youth in our community about what it took for them to matriculate from being in the school district here to their various professions, what necessary steps, what the road of education, if you want to go that route, or just whatever is the roadmap for success in their desired field or any other field that these youngsters who will attend may want to pursue. This is, I think this is a great event, and I'm going to, from my portion of advertising county resources, I wanted to do 500. That gets us a silver package. And anybody else that wants to chime in or chip in on this event, please join in and do so, because it's for our youth. We always we want them to. I guess this is sort of like a mentorship piece where youngsters can show up and interact with these professionals to kind of find out what it took for them along their life journey to land where they are today. But that's my
Supervisor Moore, I think with the advertising county resource general, I think we had a total, I think I left $500 in there. Mr. Abraham moved some money over, and I ended up giving some, and he gave some to somebody, and they left $500 over. So how about, No, that's fine.
He
So how,
Not your
I'm not talking about your
individual.
individual. I'm talking about general. So how about we just all give 100 and give that 500 and just give it 7? Or you still want to give your 5 along with that?
And get a goal.
Yes.
Wait a minute, let's do this. Okay. How much you want to give?
5.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 500
That's great.
because some of the people I see on there, I'm very familiar with speaking, and I think they can make a little bit of some difference here. So I'm gonna give 500 out of my personal part.
All right, now.
Okay.
Write that down before you change it.
And I want to get the 500 out of the general part.
Oh, that dog ain't gonna like that.
I want to table. No, I'm just over here kidding.
You want 250 out of that, Mr. Brown, at 500 from the general part?
I mean, you can get from the general. No problem. Okay.
I don't care if we do the whole 100,000 from the general, but let's.
I don't think that's what's left
I think the 2,500 is where we ought to be. This community needs some help, and I would hate to think that we can't give $2,500 to help.
Ms. Vaughn, do you recall how much we got?
5, my 5, it's 1,000.
And the extra 5 in the general.
And do I have permission to take it from your individuals to make it the 2,500?
Hold on. We don't have a motion right now, right?
Right.
So let's.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to give $2,500 out of the advertising county resource budget, not individually. And if we have to, take it out of the ending balance.
That's what's about to come from it.
Okay, so in that motion, are we still doing $500 from Supervisor Moore? No. So it's just the
Everybody's giving the
Okay.
the 2,500.
Okay.
Now I'm not gonna make this very often,
We don't.
but I think this is a worthy cause that we need to deal with, and $2,500 is a very minimal amount to pay for it.
All right, that's good. The motion, anybody second it? I'll second it.
I have a question for Supervisor Moore before the motion clears. Is this something that's going to be a yearly event? Or
It's just
No, it's just one time.
no, I'm not talking about for the donations. I'm saying the actual event itself.
I think it's going to be continued, an annual piece. I don't know about that 25.
No, I know that. I'm saying the actual event is this something that's going to be continued.
You, the county administrator, you gonna have to bring recommendations to this board on advertising county.
Yes, sir. I understand that, but I wasn't asking about are we going to give money yearly. I was asking, is this going to be yearly event so that I can know if it's something that I want to budget for you. That's what I was asking.
Now this year, I hope that once we set that budget,
we see
it's over. I'm not gonna give anybody any money.
Yes, sir. I understand.
all right. Let me carry that. There has been a motion by Supervisor Abraham and second by Supervisor Mitchell that we give $2,500, a donation of $2,500 to the Youth Summer Revenge of the Nerve. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
We're going to think about that tonight.
Taylor, don't write no long article on this. All this same talking about.
You tell them I gave the 25 on it.
All right.
I'll get reimbursed.
We're now down to 440, Sheriff James Payne. A, approval to hire Harris L. Davidson as E911 dispatcher.
I'll make a motion to. I'm gonna make a motion to do A, B, and C.
I'll second A, B, and C.
All right. It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham and second by Supervisor Moore to do A, B, and C. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried.
That's what everybody making. Okay.
All right. So now we're down to D, request for budget amendment.
Good afternoon. I think you have a copy of it. What we're attempting to do is replace a vehicle that was involved in an accident and was totaled. And we received a check, and we just, well, actually two checks, one from a USDA grant and one from the insurance from the total vehicle. We're trying to couple those checks together to replace that vehicle and purchase a vehicle.
How much you gonna take together?
42,000. 42,140.
And that'll take care of the vehicle?
The vehicle is going to be $40,000. We're not going to have quite enough to cover the outfit and getting the lights and all put in, but we can acquire the vehicle at this time. We'll try to work the rest of it out.
Oh, that's not.
What about the matching part? Is a match to that grant?
All that been taken care of. Once we pay for the vehicles and all, we received $27,900 from the USDA grant. Came back to us, and we're going to use that funds to couple with the insurance check and make the purchase of the vehicle.
So you're going to get $27,900 from the grant.
That's correct.
And then you're going to get so much from the
14,000.
Yeah, 14 from the insurance.
But that's
$14,245.
You didn't get the 80?
No, we checked on it, and we was thinking it was going to be the 80, I think 87, but that wasn't the case. It was only 27.9. So we was under the impression that it was going to be 27.9 for 3, but that wasn't the case.
Oh, okay, I'm asking what percentage did they give you? It wasn't 80%?
I don't know exactly what percentage they came out to be, but it was 27.9 total for 3 vehicles.
I'm saying your location should have been warrant enough for 80% instead of that 60%. Y'all check, y'all call?
We questioned it. We were Bob, was it Bob? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but she met with myself and Mr. Ramsey, and we asked her about that.
What did he say?
We received the max amount that we could. I mean, these grants were secure prior to me coming on to Canada, so the amounts seemed low to me for 3 vehicles.
No, the reason I asked that sheriff department location at District West 5, it should have warranted the poverty level where it would have been 80%. If not, should have figured out being here at the courthouse, that would have been 80%. We could have got more money than that.
Should have been.
From what she explained to us, we received the max amount that we could receive. And like I said, for the number of vehicles, I thought that was really low. So I asked, Ms. Gramson asked, and she was adamant that we received the highest amount that we received.
Well, see, they go by district based upon the poverty level of those grants, and that's what I was saying. And we should have got 80%. That sounded like it was 6%.
So when we wrote the grant, what location did we use the sheriff's
department? I went in the bottom when we got started. I think Supervisor Brown, I think you initiated this one. Yeah. I just kind of came in about midways and carried it on out.
Yeah, well, y'all just need to try to get it. I don't mind approving it. But they need
we need to approve that. Yeah.
That the figure
right.
ain't right.
We move forward. Wait a minute. No, we got the grant money. We got everything.
Yes, sir. It's in general fund. Just need approval to get removed from general
fund. You go buy the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Salary and stuff.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're looking for tonight.
Yes, sir.
Did we get any quotes, anything? How'd we do it?
Yes, sir. We have quotes with, we have 2 quotes. She already had the two copies of the quotes.
They have everything they need.
Okay, so you don't have the 2 quotes?
No, Ms. Gomilla Thompson have the 2 quotes.
Yeah, they have the quotes.
Let me run this by you again. It's got to come to the county administrator.
Right.
So you need a copy of
I
that.
provide her a copy.
I'm saying I don't have it with me right now. She does.
That's fine, but let's make sure everybody understands where we're going. You gotta have it because it deals with the budget.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
We understand it has to go through me, not through her.
I'll make a motion to move forward with the purchase.
It's been a motion by Supervisor Abraham, waiting on a second.
It's all material. You gotta make a budget amendment, then, what you're saying.
That's what he asked for. I don't know.
Is that your motion?
You gotta have, you need to make a budget amendment and purchase.
Is that your motion?
That's correct.
I'll second that. It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham and seconded by Supervisor Brown. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, ayes have it. Motion is carried.
We need to put that in the budget.
Yes, sir.
So that budget amendment will pay for the car or whatever. And then the money goes in the general fund. That way they get their money.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Mr. Granderson. Thank you all. All right. We're now at 4:45. Mr. Arthur Robert, Solid Waste Director. A, approval to hire Wardrell Johnson as Knuckle Boom garbage truck driver. That's 7. Second. It has been motioned by Supervisor Moore and second by Supervisor Brown. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. All right. 450, engineer report, A and B.
You just want to make a motion?
No.
The first one is the preliminary engineering.
That's another here.
All right, first one is for Sunflower Park Road over there. That's your sidewalk project. This here is for the engineering services, preliminary engineering services. And we got,
You made a motion.
did he double the fees? I think he doubled our fees too.
Where's the money? What are we talking about? Where's the money coming from?
This is y'all getting a grant, and then, but now this is part of their match, correct?
You can do it either way.
Either way.
They're gonna get the same amount and you gotta do a 20% match on that.
Yeah, y'all got a 20% match either way, so this can come out of grant.
Where's that coming from? The match.
You want it?
No. No.
How much is it?
Around, this is here is about 64,000. And now you total match, is that the total match around that?
For the,
How much is the total match?
I think it's gonna be around 100 or so.
that is, just over 100
Yeah.
probably.
For the total match, a little over 100.
Whoa.
That sounds good.
But that's construction
Where you get that from?
and everything.
Where we go? We getting that out. I mean, we don't have a bond issue, do we? You don't have any money in your bond. What about can this be paid out of the money that comes from the state?
I can't answer that for me.
I'm trying to count my money over here.
Wherever y'all get it from, I got it. No, well, that don't work like that. I hope. I mean, can he get that money out of that? State money, whatever, the internet.
Use tax.
Yeah.
So did you put your money in? I don't know. You didn't put your money in. Let me hush.
You know I got money.
I was.
Well, how much money
This evening.
A lot of it. He got a lot of it. He got a lot of
this evening. I'll let you know.
No, I mean, look, I'm just one vote here.
But
I'm just trying to figure out where the money gonna come from because wherever he put it, you getting ready to take it out of something. It ain't like we got some new money coming in. So
And what's that amount saying? You said 60?
It's going to end up being a little over 100. But right now, this year is about 64. Yeah, this is a little less than 65,000.
Okay.
And that includes the light.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Well, the money that was once off that we moved over, now somewhere. So I take my 60. I take 64. Whatever that preliminary quote is, I'll take it from my portion of money.
Now, ain't nobody's keeping up with this.
Well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I don't worry about it.
You got it.
I don't know why I'm so worried about it.
I'm keeping up with it.
Yes. Somebody got to keep up what we turned in and what we spent.
Oh, you got a motion already?
Yes,
I'll
sir.
second your motion.
It's been motion by Supervisor Mitchell and second by President Collins. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
All opposed?
I hate to
No,
do
that's
it.
me.
Y'all gonna keep me in, y'all make me do it.
Maybe I'm mistaken.
Okay, so
Ayes have it, motion carried.
we
should have did the whole 100,000.
Are we putting it in this contract?
I got to sign you.
No. Oh, you will, this contract here.
Engineering service contract.
This is the PO we talked about at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what
added to
We didn't approve that. We didn't approve your contract, did we?
That's what I just.
That's what you just did. That's what we. That was what was on
The
this.
money, is that what was in there?
That's what the contract said.
Yes.
So you have a specific amount to put in the board.
It's in that contract.
It's in here?
Yes. It said we got 3 originals here, and I'm assuming the board can keep one. Is that correct? We have y'all.
it's gotta be signed.
Okay, we got to take these back.
That's on the summer page, that's 64,000 something.
That's correct.
No, what is this? What is this?
This is what they added to the agenda.
All right, this here is what we added to the agenda for the Buckeye Park. We went over $364.62.
Okay.
And because we put a ramp in there to get to where they was paving, and so it added a little bit more asphalt to it.
So that's all of $364. Why don't you just pay it out of the park budget?
We ain't got nothing in the park.
No, this year we had approved this a while back.
This was paid out of ARPA, but
That's
this is just extra.
This is extra because we went over the PO amount.
Extra right at $400, correct?
I'm still saying it's supposed to be paid out of recreation in the free park.
Park, yes, sir.
Do we have what we got?
Yeah. No.
Hold on.
No, nothing.
Dang. That's $100,000.
Zero.
Yeah, paid out of ARPA, this is.
I mean, ain't no big thing. It was $364. Just pay the bill. Pay out the road department.
Mr. Chapman.
What's that?
I made a motion, approve this come out of general fund. There's a motion by Supervisor Brown and second by Supervisor Moore that this come out of general fund. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried.
This is a walking track inside the park. What?
It's not a walking trail, but same difference. It's inside the park, yes.
Hey, it's been covered now.
I understand, but I gotta see that.
Because ain't no money.
I gotta wait on the vote and let me see where it's at.
That's all I have unless y'all have a question. Oh, you still hadn't voted on it?
I didn't vote.
Well, you can say nay or yay. Everybody else can vote.
Well, if you look at this budget, we got money in the budget.
Well, you trying to determine whether it's in recreation.
It's in recreation budget.
We had April.
They got a lot of equipment.
We got a $16,000.
We have some requisitions for equipment that's gonna come out.
How much?
How much is in there?
I mean, it's $16,000 more dollars in that, in the recreation, repair the building and ground.
We have equipment that just came in. A lot of equipment that just came in.
Didn't you Miss Collins get that equipment? Wasn't there some playground equipment?
Softball and baseball.
No, with me.
Oh.
I want to.
Our both are coming out of general fund, they don't, it's coming out of the recreational budget.
It's already been carried, Mr. Brown.
I know that.
Hey, Ms. Brown.
We'll vote next time.
That money's already tied.
That's all right. We use up toward that other 100, that other balance we can use for it.
Y'all too much for me.
Mr. Brown, I wanted some, but I couldn't
All right,
get it. I couldn't get it.
We're for 55 road manager report. Got 2 letters of resignation.
God damn.
Have y'all done this anymore?
I'm doing well.
Yeah. That's one. 2. One of them got one of these. These 3 in the unit. Go keep this It may be too. Get him one. Same might get one of them. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, good evening, board. I come before y'all, asking y'all to accept these 2 letters from me. One of them, were both decide they want to go and try something different. One of them was Quay House, and my secretary. She decided she want to go and try something different for a while. And I'm asking y'all to accept the letter of resign.
Want you to accept.
And also, Mr.
I'll do both though.
Okay.
That's the one you second or vote?
Yeah.
All right. It has been motioned by Supervisor Brown and seconded by Supervisor Moore to accept both of these letters of resignation. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Okay. And I appreciate that. And that's all I have. We got to clean up and continue clipping. And y'all know we got that bicycle rodeo coming up the weekend. So we're trying to get all our roads, few potholes taken care of, and we trying to keep all the grass clipped and cut back. Also, we approaching school time. We got to try to keep all our right-of-way entry cut back because the school bus has been traveling, and so we guess we're gonna be moving around a lot, trying to keep everything safe. That's all I have. Now let y'all have something. All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, 5 o'clock p.m. Discussion of juvenile detention center budget.
I asked if this be put on there. Have you received anything from juvenile detention center?
Not anything that the board has not seen.
Nothing that we request.
Not anything.
I make a motion that we defund the juvenile detention center based on them not performing what the board has requested, or not providing what the board has requested.
Can you make it a little more clear? What are you saying?
I mean, I'm defunding it based on there's no indication how they plan on operating it. I mean, we're losing money every month, and we continue to. We've asked for stuff to be provided, which they have not provided to us. So therefore, based on that, I have no alternative but to keep trying to defund it. You know what, Colin? I don't know what else to do.
You ain't got to explain to me. I second. I just want to know what it was.
How much money we losing?
For the rest of the year, not for the end of the year.
The total, if we had 400,000.
No, how much is to operate the doing up to
81 is total. What now? Top 3.
For the entire year.
1.2
years out.
All right, there has been motion by Supervisor Abraham to defund the Juvenile Detention Center. It was seconded by President Collins. All in favor say aye.
I still got some more questions.
Yeah, I got a question too.
Based upon you saying we're losing 1.2 million, based upon that, going into the budget, what do you recommend as a county administrator?
My recommendation is to fund it for the rest of the year, which is 2 more months. And then it's up to the Board of Supervisors if you want to fund it for another year. I strongly recommend against what we did this fiscal budget year, and that is not budget forward and move money periodically. I strongly advise against doing that. I do recommend funding it for the remainder of the year because it's only 2 more months. But as far as going forward with the new year, that's up to the Board of Supervisors. What you want to do, I just caution if you're going to budget it for a calendar year as with every other department, or not fund it at all. But don't say we're not going to fund it or we're going to look at it and then every 2 to 3 months, every quarter, I'm back at this podium explaining why I need to do a budget adjustment. That, to me, I don't think that makes sense. We're either going to fund it in another calendar year or we're not. But I do think we should fund it for the rest of this year. That's 2 more months. 2 more months.
Okay, yeah, it don't make sense and it ain't fair to you.
Right.
So, but
How much you losing a month?
It's
I mean, we're losing the full amount now.
about month by 70. It depends. Every night it's gonna be like 70,000 this month, but sometimes it can go up higher
to $100,000. The reason it's 70 now is because I put a freeze on hiring. So anyone that has left, they have not been able to replace those positions. So their overhead has gone down in the last month.
Overtime is what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Which has been happening over this.
So you ain't gonna save any money.
No, not really. No, sir.
And you're saying it's $70,000 a month.
Right, this one here, well, that's just in payroll.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it usually runs higher than that. It can go up to about $100,000 a month.
So you're talking about spending another $200 or more a year for the next 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea? Anyway, y'all are working on your budget. I'm going to let y'all figure that out.
Well, my reason for that recommendation is because we have been figuring it out for the last however many months. So I think it would be fair that if the Board of Supervisors is going to defund it, it would at least be a 30 to 60 day time period for the employees, and that's all the time that we have in this budget. And then we can decide going forward with the new budget if we're going to fund it or if we're not going to fund it. And whatever decision we make, we stick with that decision.
So you're going to have to look at the numbers after these first 2 months, these 2 months left that you talk about. And you can look at it and see whether it be feasible to go forward and fund it or not. I mean, I'm talking about with the budget I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is you're going to have to work on the budget.
The whole concept, we've been kicking
They
this
don't
down.
have a budget. They don't have a budget. That's the problem.
We've been kicking this down the road. We all know that we got to put some money in the juvenile detention center to get the other cells open where we can house other people to try to make money. And we haven't done that. We don't even have the figures on how much it's gonna cost to even do that.
One conversation that myself and Supervisor Collins had with the judge and the executive director is in the process of us trying to renovate the current facility or even take another building and renovate that facility. Is it feasible for us to close down the current facility so that we're not incurring those costs on a monthly basis while we renovate or try to go with the building out there that the sheriff recommended, and we didn't get anywhere with that. So we're trying to find ways, but we're not getting anywhere. Because it would have been smart to shut down where we are right now if we know in a year that we can open with the renovations that we need and the money that we're taking to pay for overhead in this current facility, we can take that money to put into renovating. Right. But we can't do both. It's just it doesn't make financial sense for the county to do both. We don't have the money to do both. We had a department head meeting last month, and I'm telling every department that we have to look at ways to cut the budgets. And unfortunately, there was no budget given to the Juvenile Detention Center in this last budget year. They didn't receive the budget at all. So I don't even have anything to compare it with other than what they spent. I don't have a comparative budget because they didn't receive one.
I think it would be honest to say that they are not trying to work with us to provide us an opportunity to keep it open. And that's what created this problem. It's not this board. The board has gone way beyond where we should have been. I think we put, $400,000 or $500,000
in the beginning of the year.
And we told them we were going to have to do something. I've told them probably 3 times in meetings, you've got to go and get people that are willing to come in. You can renovate it and you can make the nicest facility out there. But if you don't have people to stay in it, you're going to lose money again. And we're not getting the corporation. And I'll just be honest, not get it out of the judge. Now, why? I can't answer that. But if anybody, in my opinion, is to blame for having to be looking at shutting it down, it's Judge Wilson, not this board.
Well, I'll close by saying, Ms. Brown, I know that you want to continue to have a discussion, and I respect that wholeheartedly. But if you can remember, a couple months ago, we had a budget workshop. We had a meeting before the actual board meeting, and nothing has happened since that budget workshop. I have talked to the judge several times. There are some things that we're supposed to be working on together, but in reality, he's busy and I'm busy as well. So I'm working with his schedule. The last thing that myself and Supervisor Collins presented to them was, let's shut it down while we do some renovations. At least we're not paying overhead and renovations. And that has not happened. So,
any more questions? It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham. Thank you, Mrs. Nance. I'm sorry. It has been motioned by Supervisor Abraham to defund the Juvenile Detention Center, and second by President Collins. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, aye. All right. There's 3 opposed, 2 ayes. We're now,
I guess that means you got to put it in the budget. You don't have a choice. Put it in the budget.
County administrator said, we're her recommendation was to fund it for the rest of
it's too much.
I mean, that's the same thing that we
She's gonna have to come back with a budget amendment.
I am, but in addition, there's advertisement that 14-day advertisement I have to do that. There's a budget hearing. There's a lot of things that go into place for the budget. And if it's adopted with or without the juvenile detention center, that's the budget I'm moving forward.
Yeah, I hate to break the news, but we're a little late.
But that's going to be too much.
It's going to be a
Second one.
It's going to be a hard field.
There's a lot of that they have to involve because once it goes to the paper, once it's adopted by you all, that's what it means. So I'm saying fund it for the next 2 months, so we don't have 2 months to make a decision on the next because we're going to be
Right. Actually, it'll be 3 months that she got to do this paper.
Right.
But you have to do August. Then you have to do September. So that's 3 paper. And whatever that takes.
But I just want to tell you about my recommendation. Fund it, nothing to do with this, nothing to do with the next budget. Because
I got that.
we
I
need to
got
make
that.
this decision on next budget now.
Right, I got that. But she's talking about these 2 months.
Right.
So the next 2 months, they're coming back.
Look here, the Yeti.
I had an interview.
You don't want to make the motion before you go?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to recess.
The judge at some point to figure out. So it'll be waiting for 2 months when I.
Right, well, you bring that. We're now at 5:05, approve to recess.
There you go, I made the motion.